I have never been near a puff party. Never been near.
I can't say enough negative things about this man. I'm not sure he's human. I like in the same way you look at a psychopath that like Dahmer, kills people and eats them. That's how I am now looking at Sean Combs. There's something deeply wrong with him. There's a depravity to this man that we did not know about. And honestly, I'm going to forgive even some of these.
Yes, Oprah and Diddy Jab publicly denies going to Diddy's party. I have never been near a puff party. Extremely concerning. I have seen this over the years, videos, pictures, like you can see here. People saying Oprah went there, Oprah has been, things like that. At a certain point, when I look at it, I question why is Oprah coming out now to say this? Question marks. A lot of people are questioning. It is important. We take an exclusive look. When you take a look at this comment under this video, why is Oprah saying this all of a sudden? Does Oprah have a guilty conscience? It is so hilarious how they are all separating themselves from Diddy. All of them are running and hiding like roaches. Very true. Why now?
Holy cow, Patriots, this might be my most insane update to date because today we take down Oprah. That's right, I said it. Oprah Winfrey must go down with Diddy. Why? Because she's been friends with him for over 2 decades. And also, Oprah was friends with Harvey. Did you know this? You want to know who the first person was to call Oprah? My insiders are telling me. I'm sorry, do you know who the first person was to call Oprah? After the accusations came out, she calls like, "Hey, Harv, just checking in. You okay, Harv?" Oh my God, that's so sick. Miss America talk show host Oprah is going down harder than Wendy Williams, folks, and we're here for it, Patriots. Keep the tea coming, Samson. Now, we all know that Oprah was sweet and everything with Harv, but did you know that Diddy ran with Harvey? They weren't the brat pack, they were the crap pack. All of them ran together. They were all friends. So they're all part of some elite Hollywood scandal. I'm getting to it. Now, here we are, folks. Now, Gayle King played the clip of Diddy in the hotel. You know, the one with Kim Porter, that terrible clip. They said, okay, we're going to comment on this after the break. Guess what? When they came back from the break, they didn't talk about it. Why? Because Oprah silenced Gayle. Why is Oprah silencing Gayle? That's my question. Do you know why? I have no idea. Patriots, tell me if you want to know. She silenced Monique. Because why? She skipped out on a press junket, so imagine what she'd do to Gayle. Now, let me make sure, Patriots, I'm not messing up any of this tea here. Yep. Yes, beautiful, Sam. Thank you, loyal Patriot followers. I'm telling you, it is not safe for me to especially talk about Oprah. Now, there are 6 new lawsuits. This is crazy. He's even got a department store suing... I'm sorry, somebody is suing Macy's, the department store, because apparently they burned tape of a staff member getting diddlered by the diddly in a Macy's. You kidding me? I love the Macy's Day Parade, but no longer. Now, here we go, folks. They say you are only as good as the circle that you keep, but let me tell you something, Oprah. 2 of your best friends...
You can clearly see why people will always attribute Oprah to this guy because of, the friendship they saw. Now Oprah is denouncing that like, are you crazy? I've never been there. Maybe we were not even friends, but pictures of their videos are there. That is a thing that I've seen on social media. I decided to play this video simply because a lot of people have opinions on this issue. Now, first take a look at this video before we go into what Megyn Kelly had to say.
I have never been near a puff party. Never been near. And anybody who knows me knows if there is a party, I'm the first one out.
Right.
I'm the first one out.
I stopped by Puffy's house for 30 minutes to say happy birthday to him during the day at 2 o'clock with staff people. And out of that came a love affair and all kinds of stuff that I have never seen.
You too?
Yes!
Yes.
Yes. Now, I'm almost 70 years old. What do I look like? And I am a grandfather. What do I look like at this late date? You know?
Yes, if you love what I'm doing here, please subscribe, share the video, and check if your notification is on. For some time now, I don't always like to talk about this topic, Diddy, because the guy to me has never really crossed my mind, to talk about. But I'm forced to. When I saw this video, I went through the comment section to see how people are reacting to this news. What I saw is different. People are coming with videos, pictures of Oprah with this guy. Then I began to wonder, why were Oprah suddenly, changing her tone toward him? Maybe there is something we don't know. I don't want to dive into all that. Megyn Kelly is right, though she said something that triggered a lot of people on internet.
I can't say enough negative things about this man. I'm not sure he's human. I like in the same way you look at a psychopath that people and eats them. That's how I am now looking at Sean Combs. There's something deeply wrong with him. There's a depravity to this man that we did not know about. And honestly, I'm going to forgive even some of these massive Hollywood celebrities who went to his so-called white parties, because it's so much worse than really I'm sure even they knew. But his intimate team around him knew, and they do not get forgiven. Unfortunately for the prosecution, they are also amongst the chief witnesses in this trial. There's the thing in the law where you say, like, the devil doesn't hang around with angels. And so when you're going after the devil, who can put him behind bars? The devil's helpers. And they're not all that likable either. So he's had, this cast of characters around him that's helped him, that's looked the other way as all these women come into his life and get abused, get farmed out to male escorts like they're barnyard animals, put out for stud. It is disgusting what he did to these women, the women in his life. He doesn't understand what love is. It's weird because all the people around him are so enamored with him and they come back to him over and over. And to this day, they talk about how complicated it was. I don't think that's his loving side that they're remembering and like the good times. It's the fact that they're star effers, not all of them, but many of them. And they're intoxicated by his money and his celebrity. Most of these people come from nothing and were very ripe targets for his power and his money, his ability to pay their rent and so on. So they were easy targets and he knew it. He was dazzling the security force at the LA Intercontinental Hotel. These guys are kind of, law enforcement adjacent. Even they were like, yeah, we'll take the money to hide that tape of you beating her over. Even those guys could be bought. He did not look at the law as a threat. He looked at the law as something he could buy and overcome. And time again, he was proven right.
Yes, in as bad as this guy is, when you look at some of the women that are coming forth to testify, say things about him, I look at them, they are adult. But there is one thing that triggered me at a certain point. They were really there, collecting money, doing a lot of stuff. They could not call him out. Out of a sudden, I saw people from one angle to another. Like, I watched a clip last week. Someone said, if you have any person that is doing that to you right now, say it. Don't wait after 20 years. Yes, this is the time. We should be seeing, things like this happening. People calling out, like that. I don't want to prolong the video. Thank you guys for always been there sharing out my videos. God bless you abundantly. Like, this on most of my videos, I always put short clips. That is for the YouTube algorithm. They hardly recommend videos on this channel. I struggle every day, to pick up videos.
She's angry about it and thinks that it's worthy of all of our attention.
People line up for my advice, and you're walking away like I'm stupid. It's like,
Why don't we choose more carefully who we're going to lionize?
why marriage, infertility, trying to have kids makes things difficult. It's like
She's seriously depressed about how hard it is to live in the White House.
Post this morning.
It also shouldn't be racial. 100
has been overwhelming. The lies and their amplification.
This is not going to end. Right is right and wrong is wrong. All good.
If you see any clips after this, that is just for the YouTube algorithm.
What if he says self-defense?
There's no self-defense. The kids in here and resolve this issue is called conflict resolution.
Again, the evidence is still coming in.
This is definitely a self-defense case because it always is one until you...
Because she's fearful of what might happen to her.
Followers for anything. And then the
Registration Act is
talking about term, and you will be very...
Once again, the field was littered with Wintour does.
And black people don't want to live around ratchet black.
How bad is his reputation going to be?
Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass have already proven their incompetence.
it's about what he needs as a grown man in the world. That would be.
You should have threw a boy in the mix.
I would. I'm so glad I didn't have a boy.
Yeah.
Because he would have been a Barack Obama.
It's like baby Barack. It would have been amazing.
No, I would have felt for him.